Well, at least I got the duck out of the way with that little pouting, but I've had one huge, humongous bang on one of my big baits out there on the squid and mackerel combo. Maybe I should have struck it, I don't know. You know, you leave these things, he hasn't come back. Those baits have been out there 1.5 hours nearly now. So I've had little taps on this ragworm rod, so I've made this rig up. I'll call it my quad rig. I've used it before. 4 really small hooks close together like this. I can always show you in the tackle shack if it works. Well, I know it works, I've used them before. But really small hooks, I mean we're talking, it's about a size 10 and a size 8 freshwater hook, grip lead. No shock leader, straight through on the braid and just lobbing it about 30-40 yards. Normally a rig I would use at night, but my God, that sun's bright. Lovely though, and gratefully accepted. But I'm going to put some little tiny pieces of ragworm. I'd just be loving if there's some red mullet or some black bream out there. It's very late in the year, but you don't know. So I'm going to throw this one out, get the rag on it. I'll probably get 4 baits out of one big ragworm, to be honest. We'll see what happens. Okay, I've baited it up, show you what it looks like. Just like this, you see the worms there? Just hanging loose. A very, very short snoods, 3-4 inches, 3 inches. I'm going to say 3 inches from the main line, which is just, I think it's about 35, might be 50 this one, but I think it's 35 pound. And this is a 20 pound hook link. The rod, something different. You probably want to see, well, you won't have seen this. It's a, let's turn it around the other way. I can't see the sun so bright. Right, it's a Nomura, it's a stick rod. So you're casting big, big plugs, okay? So it's called Stick Special SW120. It's a Nomura one. I've used it before, it's very, very good sea fishing, very powerful. But I'll tell you what it is, I'm just experimenting with it off the shore to see if it casts a good weight out in the surf. This one, the drawback being it's short, it's 8 feet 10 long, 2.74 meters, I think it's 2.7 meters. Throws 120 grams. It throws a big lure. It's a big lure. I use it for yellowfin tuna, stuff like that. You see how windy it is, the camera's going like this. Perhaps I should do it in unison. There we go, I'm rocking with the camera. This is one, as I say, it's a Nomura, but it's got a rod class rating of 40 to 55 pound line. It is pokey, it will cast, it's 5 ounce lead. Reasonable distance. Reel's just a regular Nomura, what do they call this one? Aichi. This is one I've had about 2 years now. SW4 500. It's just good, it's a good solid reel. Look, it's not very big, I filled it up with braid. It's not a very big reel, but it's just for throwing out like a shotgun rod, just a bonus, and that's what this is, just if I can scratch a small fish out while I'm waiting for the big baits. Let's get it out there, too much talking. Yeah, another pouting. And look at the size hook he's taken. Now, if I get many more of these guys, one's going back out as bait. Well, there we go, guys. Got the first two out of it. Couple of whiting there on the one rig. Well, there we go. Look, really nice whiting, and I think a nice eel, like a small conger eel. Well, small. He's all right to catch from the beach. Look, he's not miniature. Quite a nice conger eel there. I wonder if he's got the same hook as the whiting. Oh look, the whiting has been hit. Now that's fresh because it's broken his tail. It's cut through his tail completely. Is there another conger out there? This conger's on a hook. Did he try and grab the whiting? Was the whiting tethered first and then he's tried to grab it? What do you think, guys? That's quite a big bite. Or is there another fish out there? It's gone and snapped right through the bone. Let's get this conger out. The whiting, I think, is expired. But the eel is definitely, like all eels, still alive. Got another fish here in the surf, boys. Just trying to get him up out the waves. You've got to keep an eye on these waves up here. Because unfortunately somebody was swept away here a few days ago. Oh yeah, another conger eel. Oh, what? Another conger eel. And it's on, wait for this people, my spinning rod on the old inshore one. Look, blimey, two congers off the beach. Just jaw hooked. Nice job, Graeme. Let's get him unhooked there. And he's twisted all his rig up, which is what the other one did. So maybe it wasn't the whiting. Come here, you. Maybe it wasn't the whiting, it was the eel that twisted the rig up. Well, please, let's get him back without getting, that's right, very big booty. Gone. Well, I've got myself sorted out with the fish. Got the big rig out there and that one. Time I had a look at these tiny hooks I threw out there, because the tide's definitely on the way out now. Let's see if we've got anything on them. See if my theory has worked. Because sometimes you're winding in, you know, you just get the occasional tug and bang, and it's the actual wires of the grip lead that haven't tripped out. And you'll find this is more noticeable when you've got braid. But I feel there might be a fish on here as well. Better have a walk down. You never really know. Sometimes with fish, it just feels heavier. In such rough water with the surf up, it just feels like a bit heavier. I can feel the lead banging, so maybe it's just tripped out. I could have had all these stripped. And I have had, oh yes. Look at this. Absolutely, totally stripped. I'm going to try some strips of squid out there, and rag as well. So what I'm going to be doing is, that's the size of the hook, really tiny. So generally they will strip off baits like bits of ragworm. I just snap these in half because I feel the juice comes out as well. So a little bit left on that one, so I just leave that one on. Pull it up over the top. Waste not, want not. Price a jars for ragworm, we don't want to waste any. But I'm going to do it on two just to show you. Just tip a little bit on the top, just leave it hanging, because they will chew off the the same for crabs. Just a little tip like that, tip of bait tipping is what we call it, just over the hook point. I just leave it hanging, and the same here. Then if they strip off, which I'm sure they will, the worm, they got a nice tough piece of other bait to chew on there. Right, let's get this kiddie out there. Wind is picking up now, and the clouds come over, so it's quite a bit cooler, howling in fact. Got to watch these waves, boys. This is a big storm beach. Look at this one, come out of nowhere. There's generally two. I think I'm just going to wait. Just let that one die back. Attack. Easy to slip over here, lose your footing, and get dragged out to sea. And it happens to fishermen most years, unfortunately. And pleasure people just coming down for a walk, looking at a nice big storm on the beach. This is a huge storm beach, open to the Atlantic. It gets big waves. Looks like a bit of a slack line bite there. Right, shotgun rod is there. For those who've never seen it before, I've lashed on a piece of sink waste pipe right in the middle here, so I can jam up high spinning rod. Doesn't work all the time, don't get me wrong, but it's worth putting out there with some small hooks. I've got nothing to lose. Well, it's been quiet for, what's that, probably close to an hour. I had that manic session, but very often you'll find that the conger come out because the pouting are there, but the conger generally I find on the beach, over the slack water period, or as in a boat, you know, it can be any time really. They all say, oh, you want slack tide for conger, they come creeping out. I think, you know, in the winter, autumn and winter, they come up and down the coastline looking for these pouting. Maybe the pouting spawn then, I don't know when pouting spawn. But it seems as the tide is ebbing now, conger bites are gone. I've had one or two good bangs and I've left them out there and nothing's come of it, so I guess it, you know, not a big fish. I've got all my rigs sorted out. I've got another mess here to sort out. This is what happens. This is what happens to one of my favourite 2-hook rigs. When you start filming and leave the rod out a little bit too long, and the conger wraps and twists and spins. But listen, I've got it back. I'm going to clear that off, cut it back, keep the nylon, don't throw the nylon away, dump it at home, and tie on some fresh snoods so at least they hang straight. But there's so many people fishing, unbelievable. They're all waiting for a cod. 50 people fish, one cod's caught, 4, 5, 6 pounds. Goes on Facebook, everybody piles down again. Another 50 guys fish, don't catch cod. One guy catches a cod, it's like a big snowball effect. That could be a slack line, guys, I'm going to get it on my head. That's a big bait with a big bite. I think he's still there. I think he's still slack lining. That was a big bait with a big bite. Might just be whiting. It's a fish. Got to keep him coming in this big surf. Sometimes when the tide drops, you actually get bigger waves than you had before. Now it's not a codling. Certainly not a cod. Oh, he stopped me whining then. Hoping you guys are getting this. This is on the old Conflex 2400. It's quite tippy. I don't think it's a decent enough fish really, but you never know, it's a hell of a bite. Please don't let me tangle my other line. I think I'm clear. Let's have a look. I think I might have missed him, boys. No, I got the fish. Oh goodness me, that was a bite. I'll tell you what, I don't think this whiting, I don't think that whiting gave me that bite. I really, really don't. You saw that whiting I had earlier on. Quite thin this year, aren't they? They're quite thin, they seem thin. Put him up there. You saw that whiting I had earlier on, something had him by the tail. I just feel something was trying to get this whiting down his neck. Anyway, we'll get him back and get those big baits sent out again. get another piece of mackerel, skewer that on, roll it and put a little bend in it so it's up like that. I'm going to top off with a piece of squid and then just bind it all together. Two baits there I feel that are absolutely prime for anything. Well boys, I'm getting battered by the whiting. Some of them are big ones, some are nice whiting. Just hammered by them. And a couple of more small pouting. I feel one of which is definitely going to get posted out very shortly, or maybe the head or the tail. I might cut one in half. So it could be something else. No more conger eels. As you can see, it's turning into a gorgeous evening. Northerly wind blowing off this storm beach. I'm not saying it's great for the fishing. I'm doing really well at the moment, for me anyway. Seen the odd small fish come up pouting and whiting up and down the beach in the distance, but I haven't seen anything big come out yet. But it is the reason that we go beach fishing, isn't it, people? All you beach guys out there, look at it. And do you know what I find strange? Okay, there's some old codgers, some old half-dead wood guys like me crawling around on the beach casting out. Look guys, you know, we're going to do it anyway, aren't we, at our age? But what's with all these 40-year-old, 30 and 40-year-old people? Shouldn't they be at work? I don't understand it. Just because the wind's gone to the north and it's going to be good fishing conditions the first time for 2 weeks, does that mean that you should take time off of work? Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I bet there's a few employers there saying, we've got an awful lot of bad backs this week. Every time the wind goes to north, all the people on the south coast seem to have bad backs. Down there, I can't tell you, it's just a mass of rods. What a good job I didn't step. Oh, look, I've got a guy 250 yards away from me there. There's got a gentleman up there, maybe 200 yards. People could drop in either side of me here. I've been lucky. This is the way I like it. I just do like, well, I suppose I'm unsociable, I'm not really. No, I just like being peace and quiet, fish on my own, listen to the waves. I don't particularly want to listen to the wind, but it's there. Look at the clouds, the sky, the light, because I'm a photographer. I'm constantly looking for light all the time. Shots, pictures. That's why I miss half the bites I do. Sooner or later, something monumental is going to hang its on the... Look, my personal best cod, 11¼ pounds. I haven't beaten that for like 30 years. That's off the shore. I've had over 30s in the boat, but off the shore, one double-figure cod. Is there another one out there with my name on it? I'd like to think so. Let me go and just see what's happening. You guys can come with me if you like. It's not a big cod, that I can tell you. Well guys, just when you thought it was all over and there was something else I couldn't get into the frying pan, here comes Mr. Miniature Conger. He's been on there for some time, as you can see by the awful mess he's got my trace in. So still congers out there. I'll get him unhooked. He won't be going in the frying pan. He will be going back, but gratefully accepted a nice fish. Wouldn't mind meeting his grandmother. Just across his nose there, he's got where he's been spinning. He's taken the bait, hooked himself, and then laid there spinning up the trace, making that mess there. Anyway, he wants back. Let's get him back. There's a whiting or something on here. I whacked it out quite a long way. Or then maybe they just stripped the bait. More pouting I've had, and I've just changed the rig from the small hooks. It's sucking in the undertow there, look, just there. There's something down there. Let's go and check it out. No, it just came off in the surf, but there's maybe a pouting on as well. Let's have a look. It's a small whiting. Very, very thin whiting. And he's got teeth marks on him, guys, look. Can you see that? He's been out there a while on that hook and he's got teeth marks, so something is out there eating the whiting. Maybe it's other whiting, I don't know, but there's definitely, oh, both sides. Little tooth mark there and definitely 2 pin marks there. It's lucky day. Well, sort of lucky. Just think how it's changed from this morning. Unbelievable. Clouded up, beautiful blue sky this morning. It's changed. This is the lure popping rod I'm using, and it's pitching out 5 ounces of lead at the moment. It's definitely pings that lead out there. I should be using this one in the future. I'm going to time this. The tide is falling. There's still a good surge coming in here. I'm going to attack it. Yeah! A lot of power in this blank. Wowee. Didn't even flinch with that 5 ounce lead. I reckon it could take 6. I'm going just big baits now, people. Just big stuff. See if we can't get something decent. Just see if we can't get slightly bigger fish. Oh my God, boys, I thought I had a cod. I'm out of breath, and down here, look, a double hit. It must have been the, here he comes, drag him out. Another conger. Another conger, small one, all seem to be the same size, and a nice whiting. That is a nice double hit. But I did think it was a cod. I was cranking like crazy. Well, well, well. That is, if I can get him to turn around. Conger and a whiting. Well pleased, well pleased. I would have liked a cod though. Well, I've had those 4 little bootlace congers, more whiting, more pouting. So really pretty good, pretty good. Nothing monstrous, but I haven't seen anything else really come out at all. Loads and loads of guys here. There must be 60 people here fishing. It's maybe more, that's all I can see. But normally you would expect fish when it gets dark like this. It's getting cold. So I'm hanging on. It's only just got dark and a spectacular sunset there. Absolutely superb going down. And I'm not getting the bites, I don't understand it. I've lost a set of gear because right at the bottom of the steep beach like this, where the waves turn over, there's a ledge, you know, it's like a real drop off. That's what you don't want to fall in at low water and get sucked out, because you probably end up in 6, 8, 10 feet of water very quickly. But what happens is the shingle gets turned over there and it buries the line. And I think I've got somebody else's line that obviously got broken off, because I could feel it juddering. You feel it juddering when you're coming back. It's going like that. Then I came up solid, all gone. So I've come this way a tad with my cast. I'm going to give it a little while, guys, but it's not the best state of tide. It's good because it's dark, don't get me wrong, it is good because it's dark. But I might have to wait 5 hours to get that same state of tide where I was catching those fish earlier. I don't really want to do that. I'm going to get cold. I've got to drive to Mike's. I've got a load of work to do there tomorrow. So I'm going to tough it out for another maybe an hour or so. I might have something to cook up here, have a little bit more to eat. More to eat. I should be eating those congers as well, shouldn't I? Pull them back like a big piece of, like spaghetti. The other reason is this camera's not really great in light. I've got that on full power, my floodlight. The other camera's better, but I haven't got a tripod. I forgot the tripod, which is not good. So I'm going to tough it out a little bit longer, guys. I've had a really good time. If I do get anything, trust me, you will be the first to know about it. Glove time, I think. Well, I did tell you, you'll be the first to know. And there we are, night shifts here. This one's on ragworm, with a little bit of squid on it as well. And of course, there he comes. A little bit of squid tagged on the back like that. Remember I told you, just put a little bit of tip bait on, and there you go. Still coming, it's still putting them back. Well, gone very quiet, people. I was going to have tea. I've got packet soups. I'm going to have packet tomato soup. It's getting cold now. Got to keep the inner core warm. And I think I might put some you-know-what on. That's right, spaghetti bolognese. And finish off with that and just maybe give it 45 minutes to an hour. It hasn't kicked off like it should do at night, and that's because the tide's so low. And I don't see the torches going on up and down the beach, and that's a sure sign that it's quiet. If you see the torches on and off and up and down the beach, you can, realise something's going on. But might want one more fish in, but if not, I've had a great time. And if this thing fills up with enough gas to give me a nice hot cup of soup, it will be a fine day and night. They're getting bigger, people. Hey, we're almost getting up to proper congers. Look at that one. Let's put this out for you. There we go. That was on a bit of squid, and I think it was whiting rat. So nice, much better conger. Decent sized one there. So I'm pleased with that one, and he's just jaw hooked, absolutely hammered the rod over. I was lucky to see the take, to be honest. I feel, look guys, what do you think? Biggest fish of the day and night. Downside is my soup's getting cold. Wow, am I glad I stayed on in the dark. Well folks, just winding in, packing the rods up, and the whiting is still coming in. No more congers. I've got one big bait to come in, sorry. So thanks for watching the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. I really enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button, and don't forget Mike's TA Outdoors. We've got some great builds going on that one. Hit the subscribe button, give us both a hand. We'll see you next time, and there'll be even more fish, we hope. See you later.